Nope.
Alright, what is up you guys? It's James from James Reptiles back with another video. If you haven't seen the last one, I was gone for a while. I didn't explain why in the video, but someone did ask in the comments. Class just started up. I am a college student. I've been kind of off and on. I think, you know, I took about 2 years off recently. I'm gonna really focus on it this time, and I'm gonna still do videos. They're probably gonna be like once or twice a week though, if I'm being honest, but nevertheless, I got an awesome box. It's not reptile related. We'll talk about reptiles in this video, but I definitely want to open this and take a look at it first. So let's hop right in and maybe we'll get to some corn snakes in a little bit. Thought it was like a bigger company, but I think it's just a girl. She told me when I ordered these fish like 2 weeks ago, she said, I'll ship them Monday. And I think Thursday rolled around and I didn't hear anything. So I emailed her. And then Sunday rolled around and I still hadn't heard anything. So I emailed her again. Didn't hear anything. And then Tuesday I got an email saying they shipped. And today I got an email saying they arrived. And they're all alive. And they're super, super discolored. I don't know what these words mean on the CGP 25, what, M1, F2, male 1, female 2. I don't know, what's the company called? Coast Gem, possibly, CG, Coast Gem, I don't know what the P would mean. 25 must be like the inventory number for these guppies. Nonetheless, let's go get them acclimated, shall we? Make sure that's everything in the box. Yep. So, no business card or nothing, but yeah, Coast Gem Aquatics. The guppies looked awesome on the website. You know, I haven't bought fish online really. Well, I have. I haven't bought guppies online, so I don't know how well they're gonna color up. Look, there we are. Alright, so there they are acclimating. You can kind of tell they're blue color. I went with black and blue. And I really don't know how well they're going to fire up or they're going to do color up or whatever. But you can see on that little glass fish 2 of my ram's horn snails, which are really, really blue. When I first got them, I was like, there's no way these are going to be blue. But man, look at that. Sorry for my dirty glass. There's going to be a lot of fish in this tank for a little while. Those ruby nose tetras are about the end of their lifespan right now, so I'm kind of just expecting them to pass away soon. I did put this piece of wood in here. I'm going to end up redoing this whole tank soon. I just wanted to get the guppies in, and I'll give them a chance to acclimate for a little while, and then I'll redo it. I just redid the other tank. Actually, we'll let those sit, and we'll go take a look at the other tank. Alright, so here's the other tank, looking a little bit crowded, that's alright. I went with the bare bottom as like a breeder setup because that's what a lot of people do, so I figured that's what I would do. A couple of fake plants. I like this one. It's got a lot, especially towards the bottom for the baby guppies. And in both tanks, I put this little dish right here. Basically what this is you put your frozen bloodworms or tubifex worms in there, and I feeded my tanks half a cube each, which works out. They each get a half a cube. And then, you know, they can pick at it and it doesn't float all to the bottom. And then this right here is one of those little things, you know, guppies have babies in there, and the babies kind of fall through the layers, and hopefully it works out. You know, it was like 11 bucks. I figured I'd try it. And then I have some of the bristlenose in here. I did take the biggest female and put her in the other tank. This has the other female, original female, and the long fin albino. They're all albinos. But I don't think I have a male. I think I bought a pair and I think the male died. I could be wrong. This long fin could be the male, which would be awesome. If not, I'm gonna have to find some more somewhere. Stay tuned. So if you didn't know, that's what 1,000 crickets looks like. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I need to buy crickets for my crested geckos because my colony's just getting so big. I just need to start feeding crickets so they grow faster so I can sell them faster. So that's 1,000 crickets. I have to buy them 1,000 count for my boss. I think it's 20 bucks for 1,000, and I use like 150 and just sell the rest for 20 bucks on Facebook, and everything works out. Give them some bran, give them some carrot. And if you don't know, I don't know if I mentioned this either, but I was planning on selling my fat tails, and I did. So I sold all my fat tails. I only had a trio, but they're off to their homes. They got there yesterday afternoon, yesterday morning, and some mealworms for the rest of my stuff. So basically that opens up the space for more projects. So currently I'm using 3 drawers and 3 mail tubs. I talked to my buddy Dave. He was supposed to hold me a trio of some really nice geckos, some orange, one of the orange morphs. I won't say exactly what, because I'll get them eventually. And I said, hey, did you hold me those nice ones you said? And he goes, no. So he offered me, you know, a pair right now, or, you know, he can grow them up because he's got some nicer ones that are a little too young. And I said, grow up the nicer ones. I'd rather have the nicer ones. So we'll have those for next year. So that'll make 4. And what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably take the female and put her in one of these bigger tubs. And I'm not sure how I want to do that. Or I'll put her in one of those. I might use that rack up there for single females because it's big enough to put a lay box. And I can put the males in these bigger drawers. And so that'll be... yeah, I'll have to sit down right before breeding season, see what I have, and do the math. But... and then I want to breed Apex the Black Knight back to the same female as last year. I want to breed him to at least a couple of his daughters, so that's going to be a drawer. And then I want to take a pair of his offspring and breed those together as well. So that'll be probably that whole rack. If not, I might have space. It's possible I'm going to get some snows to put with Malloy, and a male Max Snows and a male Tug Snow to put with Lefty and Righty. And that would just, you know, I'd produce a lot more snows. I would know exactly what they were, and it would just make next year, it would just kind of round out the projects for next year. And then, you know, the year after, I'd hold Super Snows back, I'd hold some of the orange geckos back, I'd hold some Tug Snow back, and maybe, you know, the year after replace everything, replace all the breeders, replace, you know, a couple of them Lefty and Righty I can sell. And yeah, it'll just be awesome. It'll be, it's a good start, really. I really want to fill these racks up, and it's kind of hard to know exactly what I'm going to do because all the Black Knights and all those, you know, combinations, I want to test and try and do all the different things with them, but I'm only limited to so much space. So, you know, have a lot more leopards next year, and we'll have corn snakes next year, wherever they are. They're up there. Lots of cresteds, of course. But let's talk about this corn snake project right here. So, you guys know, a year ago, me, Glenn, and my girlfriend were at the Sacramento Reptile Show. I was helping him out. He gave me a little spot at his table. And my girlfriend really liked the pink snakes that he had. So, we picked up a male corn snake. And this is an Ice Tessera male. So, I know when I take pictures on my phone, it doesn't really pick it up. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but it's definitely pink towards the front and a lot of purpley lavender hues towards the end. And I think really it's more of a salmon pink up the front. It's kind of because a lot of corn snakes have this yellow at the front. And so this snake is Ice Tessera, what else? Possibly het hypo, and I'm pretty sure it's het diffused. So ice is lava anery. Anery makes it almost a purple. The lava takes like the purple and lightens it up into this pink. That makes it ice. Tessera is the stripe down the back, and hypo just kind of would really lighten it up. And what else? Diffused, and blood red. From my understanding, are the same thing. So I don't really know that I want blood red, but if I make some on accident, it'd be kind of interesting to see what they look like, and maybe that could be its own next project, right? So this is my male. He's about a year old, and he's really starting to put some size on, which is awesome. He's starting to eat hoppers, but let's move on two girlfriends. So this, you know, of course I had to, he was one of the last snakes Glenn had last year. I didn't have any females left, so I said, you know, this year I'm gonna pick some up. And I think I told this story on the channel, but I'll tell it again. I was over at Glenn's house working, as I do every Saturday and Tuesday, and I said, hey, you know, I'm waiting for that clutch to hatch so I can get one of those babies. Did they hatch? And he goes, not yet. I'm kind of worried about them. They're taking a while. And so he goes in his incubator and he pulls out the clutch of eggs, and it doesn't look like anything on the outside. It just looks like a clutch of eggs. And he opens it up, and they're all in there squirming around. So him and I sat down, and we really talked about the morphs, because I'm not big on corn snake morphs. I don't understand them very well. And, you know, he really explained a lot of it to me. So I wrote them down on the lids, and I just leave the lids in there, and I put the pinkies on the lid when I'm feeding. So this is a lava anery, like I said. That makes it the ice. And of course the tessera is the stripe, and this girl has literally the best stripe. There's a couple little notches that are messed up, but ooh, when I breed her with that male, his stripe's not the best, but when I breed her with that male, if any come out with like a nice perfect stripe, probably have to keep them back, especially if they're a male. If I can produce especially a hypo ice tessera male to go with this, they should all be tesseras in theory. They should all be tesseras, they should all be ice from this clutch anyway, and you know, possibly half of them would be hypo, possibly they'll just all be het hypo, and of course some diffused blood reds might pop out. So this project's still 3 years away, because this is, you know, this baby is like 2 or 3 weeks old, and I have fed it a couple pinkies, and it does have a little weird scale thing going on in its head. I don't know if it really shows up, but I'm kind of waiting for it to shed out a little bit more so I can see what that is. And of course it musts on me. I don't know if that's it digging around, putting its head up against one of the holes and just kind of, I don't know, we'll find out. But that's one of the females, and I was there the other day and Glenn said, you know what, I know you've got a pair from this project, and a trio is always better than a pair, right? Just in case anything happens, and produce more babies and more combinations. He said, I have a ton, and you already have a pair. So he gave me a great deal on another female. So this one, let me pull out the lid because I wrote down what it is. So this is anery, which gives it that dark color. And it's actually not ice because it's not lava. Lava and anery would make the ice, but it's only anery, so it's het for lava. So anything that comes out will either look like this or it'll look like the dad. And again, an awesome stripe. A couple breaks, but compared to the male, an awesome stripe. So, you know, we have possible chances to produce hypo ice tessera, and again diffused, because this is het diffused, possibly het hypo. It's tessera because of stripe, it's anery because of the dark color, and it's het for lava, which means it's technically het for ice. It's kind of weird how people say, you know, het for something, and if it's a combination, they just call it the combination. Like, I know a lot of people, leopard geckos, let's say leopard geckos, right? You have a Tremper albino that's het for eclipse. A lot of people just say Tremper albino het raptor because raptor is albino eclipse. So it's technically, it's het for eclipse, and if you bred it to something that was also albino, you'd make 100% raptors. But that's just kind of the way they say it. So this girl and the other girl are gonna make some stunning babies with that male. 3 years. 3 years. That's a hard one to wait for. I already have 2 corn snake projects that'll be ready next year. And in 3 years, I'll have Vietnamese blue beauty rat snake babies, you know, hopefully if all goes well. I only have a pair, so, you know, there can always be complications. There can always be, you know, they might not breed the first year. Who knows? But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have to post some pictures of the fish on my Instagram when they definitely color up. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that definitely helps out the channel. We're growing really fast. It's just keeping up with videos right now. It's such a stressful thing between work and school, and I go to Glenn's, and then I come home and I take care of all my animals. So make sure to check out my MorphMarket. MorphMarket just added isopods and other inverts. So I have some of my isopods up there. If you want some, there's some cheap ones. Definitely helps me out. You know, it just keeps me going. So nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good one. Peace out.